Hello. Just give me a moment. Life's been fine. Uh, After a bit, I've come to the conclusion that, yeah, I can't just simply wait for Death Battle to show up to start talking about stuff. So, I decided to rough out a lot of my stories pages and decide, yeah, okay, I'll just start drawing these while also conversing, if possible. So, yeah. Hopefully, you guys are having a decent day. That would be a movie. I don't really know, other than the visual aspect to it, what would be like the plot? Are we talking like something like out of Toho, or we're talking like something completely original here? As a person who has just got through catching up with a new summertime anime of a manga that he was very interested in, yeah, I can understand that feeling. And then I'm not a fan. A man who likes his plot. I'm sorry. uh, I don't know how long it's been since I watched a movie and was content with the fact that it was nothing but just action with no semblance of plot. I think it's probably because of my origin of being a writer myself. I very much appreciate it when I care about the characters going through whatever the heck you're putting them through. Understandable. Yeah, it's a comic I've been drawing for the past. Well, if we're talking about this iteration of it, I guess 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 8 years. Just got back from a 3-year hiatus, so I guess you could say 5. You basically say what I'm currently drawing is my pride and joy. Basically, the thing that I want to get done before I die. Busy as in working with Death Battle and personal life, or busy as in with the comic that I'm doing? Both of which are yes, but it's good to be certain. In the end, I've just been doing me. Thankfully, with no real struggles or hurdles, I'm doing my job all right. I don't think there has been one in form to the Death Battle question. Mostly because, one, when it comes to conversations, it's either a conversation about the battle we're currently doing or something along the lines of me having to do my job. Uh, I don't think there's ever been a point where anyone has said that a fight is impossible to do. Or a fight they will not do. But that's just it. I can't speak for anybody. Yeah. Dude, I can tell you that my life has been pretty fine. Like, again, thanks to Death Battle, I have a well-paying job. Thanks to it, while the whole pandemic thing didn't help much of my own personal mental health, I will say not having to go outside on the occasion of having to deal with bad weather to get to work is, nice. I have my entire setup at home, so don't have to worry about that. I'm eating all right, I think. I guess you could say that. I don't think Death Battle has ever been in a position where they're like, yeah, let's not do this fight for X reason or Y reason. I think it's just a matter of, is it the right time to do it? Do we have the capability of pulling it off? And do we have the resources to essentially make it the best it can be? I don't remember, I don't know. I don't remember or know a single time where we're like, yeah, nah, we can't do this because, yeah. Anyway. Alright, later, Chaos. Yeah, that sucks to hear. At least I can say one thing when it comes to these newfound streams. Even when there's nothing to talk about due to you guys not spamming me with random questions over and over, I can at least get lost in my work. Go for it. Hmm. It's on character on. Yeah. What's up, that one guy? Yeah. You stay for like 8, say. What's the dumbest moment in Naruto to you? Dumbest moment in Naruto to me is when Naruto farted in Kiba's face, and that was looked at as a sound reason as to why he was able to get the victory over him. That's the main thing that even my old self could be like, really? He farted. Cool. It's like, not to say that it was like terrible, but it is something that I would consider a dumb moment. I heard that the original Naruto anime is getting a few more. Yeah. I just got through watching a video of somebody talking about that. I think that's interesting. Um, a part of me is excited. Another part of me is like the last anime that I was excited to see get more content for is now technically not even all that great anymore due to its continuation at being Dragon Ball. So it's a matter of how they execute it. So I'm just cautiously optimistic because I do like Naruto. I just hope for the best for its future. Since Boruto is going to be going on hiatus for a bit, we're going to need something to hold us over. And after the information of Storm collections for the people who really wanted to get Storm 5, yeah, they definitely are looking for something. I could say it's a interestingly complicated moment to be a Naruto fan at this point. Burrito is on hold. Yes, the burrito is on hold. I believe it's because like over 70% of the anime is filler, so they really need to allow the manga to get plot so they can actually have a narrative because people are not watching it thanks to the fact that it has no narrative. So they think it's better to put it on hiatus, let the manga get further so they can have actual stuff to adapt. But that's just a theory, a likely theory, but a theory all the same. Since we random questions, all of a sudden Tenkaichi 4 being confirmed. I'm excited. I look. One of my permanent memories as a kid that I still have to this day and probably will forever have has been the comment of my mom telling me that how can you have fun with other games if you get Tenkaichi 3 for the third time? And I tell mom it's just that fun of a game. Because this was back during a time of Blockbuster being a very prominent thing in our lives. So I remember always renting out Tenkaichi 3 from Blockbuster over and over and over again because I couldn't pay for it myself because we were rather poor growing up. So it was fun. So after 16 or something years of no Tenkaichi and we're finally getting 4, yeah, I'm excited. I just hope they change the system of beam clashes no longer being about the fucking thumbstick, and probably just change it to just mashing a button. That at least saves your hand a bit. Been a while since that's Tenkaichi. Yeah, I remember playing Tenkaichi 3 on the Wii most of the time. By calling the filler anime canon, it makes it any better. No, it does not. Like, uh, I'm telling you, look, I may not like Boruto, but I at least appreciate the fact that if they are putting on a hiatus so they can make it more structured and give it more plot, I will at least commend it for that. Even though the plot isn't really anything to write home about, personally speaking. I like the palm of my hand though. I'm not saying it was terrible. I just didn't like the end result. And I think just changing it to like mashing circle or mashing X or mashing a particular button, it would save a lot of children's hands. I'm looking out for the children. Let's see here. Okay. It's just like since I like to draw, and my dominant hand is my right hand and stuff. And doing that multiple times is really like I can't keep doing this. I want to get my stories done. Thank you. Can't do that if I have a huge hole just right through my hand like I'm Jesus. Can't go to the hospital and be like, okay, what caused this, boy? Would have got Tenkaichi 3 for PS2. And then he would just give me a nod of approval, being like, I understand, you'll be the fourth kid this week. I'm so excited for the new Storm game. What is that? See, from what looks of it, it looks like it's going to be right next to Shinobi Striker. This Storm Collections is probably going to be the Xenoverse 2 of the Naruto games, right next to Shinobi Striker. Because I can see them come out with collections, and with frequent DLC, they'll add new characters, like Boruto characters and stuff like that, and maybe new like expansions of a story of various things that happen, without having to actually make a a Storm 5 or a Storm 6. That this will be just a continuous game. That, or it's just a collection, and they're just gonna add just some quality of life things, and that's about it. It's good to hope, speculate, but it's also good to temper your expectations just in case it's nothing like that. Fan of the gameplay of the Storm games, boss. Yeah, it's a cool. It's a acquired taste, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know. Some games were fun for me. Like I just loved how it adapted the anime and manga, and just actually heightened a bunch of moments where I thought were kind of lacking in the anime. Like I think they vastly improved on the Naruto versus Sasuke encounter in Storm 2, where you actually fought Sasuke instead of it just being, hey, Sasuke's here. Oh, Sasuke's powerful. Sasuke's gone. Goodbye. All right. And they really went all out on every Naruto and Sasuke encounter. Heck, they did that. They did the same thing in Storm, where it was essentially just a Rasengan Chidori clash when they met each other again after the Kage Summit thing that Sasuke did. They actually made it a fight. I just appreciate that a lot more. I think he's going to. I think. Okay. My initial like joking manner would say Kid has got to get absolutely clapped by Shanks, and and Kid is going to be the Vegeta of the situation, being like, okay, we haven't seen all we've seen Shanks do recently is look at a guy to the point where he just dips and just be a general badass. But we haven't seen him fight like show off his abilities. And I think Kid is going to be either just, hey, this is how powerful I am, step off, Kid, and you're not the one. Or Kid's gonna surprise us, which I hope is actually the case. Kid is going to actually put up a fight. And he's still gonna lose. Like, it's basically almost guaranteed that he's going to lose the fight. But it's the fact that he's going to surprise us in the fight is what I think most people are not fully expecting. Because they're heavily implying that if Kid loses, he's gonna die. And I like Kid. I don't want to see him die. Even though I don't think Shanks would purposely try to kill him. It's very complicated. Shanks is a very complicated character at this point. So, all in all, I just don't want Kid to die. That's it. And if he is gonna die, I hope he just has a good fight. Cause like the whole deal about him losing his arm in the first place was that he didn't even get the Shanks before he lost his arm. Now he's at Shanks, and now what's gonna happen? So, as a short answer, very complicated emotions. Yeah, knowing Kid. Yeah, knowing Kid. Yeah, he's not going to stop fighting him until he dies. He went gung ho against Big Mom, went gung ho against Kaido. He went gung ho against Shanks in the first place. So yeah, I could see it. I'm just scared, you know. Yeah, I don't want the last thing I want. And thank you for bringing that up. That one guy. That's the last thing I want. It to be off screened. Like we just cut back and Kid's like mangled. Like I want to see the fight. Hey, cartoons. Also, I've read the most recent chapter and oh boy. like if you haven't read it, and for those who have, where's Luffy when you need him for a particular moment? For two particular characters, where's Luffy when you need him? And as for the ending itself, like okay, he's probably fine. That's all you need to know. DBS manga. I haven't kept up with it all that much. I've only seen certain reviews from Moscow X and maybe some other random YouTuber online. And I gotta say, I'm not impressed. So I can't really judge it because I haven't read it. So obviously, I'm not the type of guy to be like, oh, this is trash, and I don't appreciate it when I haven't read it myself. But from what I have been seeing and from the reviews from these two individuals that I've saw, it's not something I'm interested in. Like, we went from... let's just say it like this. I'm having a very tonal problem right now, where we just got through seeing Frieza show up in a more powerful form and literally one-shot two of the strongest forms that Goku and Vegeta have. And now we're focusing on Trunks and a 65-year-old woman inside of a child's body doing shenanigans together. I don't know, man. I'm just not interested. It just feels like filler, and I feel kind of uncomfortable when I think about the fact that Mai is like 60-something years old, and she's crushing at this current point on Trunks. I'm just not into that. yells, let's go. Let's go. Next fight ends, yeah. The next chapter will be about the superhero movie arc. Really? Because it felt like that's what they were leading up to due to the whole android and the doctor and all that sort of stuff. So I could see that. I didn't think they would actually do it, but okay, great. Can't wait. Because I pretty much understood that it was a prequel to the superhero movie. They had all the characters from the superhero movie and all that sort of stuff. I'm just wondering why though. We already saw the superhero movie, and if this was a weekly manga thing, I probably wouldn't care. But this is a monthly thing, and sometimes we don't get a chapter a month. So we're just having a lot of time on something that, frankly, was a 8 to 7.5 out of 10 movie. Food question: since you like spicy, what's your take on like salty and sweet foods? I'm not good at actually expressing that type of take on like food because I just eat what I eat. Salty and combining salty and sweet is definitely a balancing act. I can admit to that. I remember tasting some like sea salt ice cream is like a prime example, and not just because I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. It's a prime example of something that actually blends salty and sweet pretty all right. If you're talking about like actual food, yeah, like M&Ms or something like that. Because when you think salty and sweet, you think sweet and candy. But like, I don't know if there's like an actual other like type of food that does that. That's some Boruto going on Definitely is. I brought it up before, and it's just a matter of I'm happy it's doing it because I think they're doing it because they need more content from the actual manga in general. So if they're putting on a hiatus just so they can wait for actual good things to adaptate when they come back, I'm fine with it. I've never been that much of a fan of Boruto anyway, so it's either here nor there that it's gone for me. Give an actual reason as to how Gohan likes his B form. Maybe, yeah. According to the movie, it's just a Super Saiyan 2 thing literally all over again. And he just unlocks it because he is Gohan and he needs the power up at that point in time. But at least when it came to Super Saiyan 2, we had the understanding that you can push the Super Saiyan a little bit further. Beast Gohan is quite literally just something new. It's like, is he out of it's complicated. I saw some recorded data on his favorite Mario character, Bowser, is being popular in Washington State. Really? I don't know how I feel about that. In Alaska. That's nice. Have you seen the final trailer to Super Mario? Yes, I have. And it's just like every other trailer. It's gonna be at least a good movie, from what the trailers are giving me. I think some of the ideas are done pretty alright. I was pleasantly surprised to see Donkey Kong get the Fire Flower power up, and so now we have Fire Flower Donkey Kong. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like I honestly think the movie's gonna be good. Like I have no doubt in my mind at this point that it will at least be a 7. Like straight up. Like I don't think it can be any lower than that on my viewing experience if I'm judging it purely based on the trailers. Do I still think Chris Pratt's Mario isn't that great? Yes. But is that gonna stop me from probably enjoying a pretty good movie? Yeah. It's not gonna stop me. I do like the Modern Dragon Ball. They give every character. I don't think they do. Yeah, I do as well. Until you realize that by doing that, you're kind of forgetting that the reason why they didn't do that before is because they made them so weak that they can't do anything when an actual threat shows up. You know what I mean? Because on one hand, I like that Trunks and Goten are their own heroes, basically their own Saiyaman, and doing their own thing, and they're handling threats and problems of their scale to this level. But I'm the type of guy that's like, you've already power creeped me to universal levels of destruction. So when you bring me a building level destruction, I kind of get underwhelmed on the account that this is still going on, and you could have done this back in Dragon Ball days, you know. Again, it's not everybody's take. I do appreciate that it isn't the Goku and Vegeta show, but you've conditioned me that it's the Goku and Vegeta show thanks to your power scaling. Apparently, the biggest obstacle, the Illumination team, Mara movie is convincing Shigeru Miyamoto. Perhaps the Koopas. Considering that this is the same guy who doesn't want to give any cool or interesting dynamic looks to characters in the Paper Mario franchise right now, yeah, I can see that. After playing piano is nice. Like, I honestly cannot wait for the movie to come out. I think it's going to be fantastic. At the very least, good. So now, once again, video game movies can be good if you just try to make them good, instead of just trying to bank off like some arbitrary thing that no one cares about. Movie is right around the corner, hopefully. See what my friend, start. Universe, we're kind of an era of good video game adaptations now. Yeah, and that's why I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we actually are in an era where video game movies can just be good because they actually cared about the property and instead of just banking off something. So I'm happy about the current timeline that we're living in. And from what people are suspecting, that it's supposed to be like, oh, okay, this is the start of the cinematic universe that Nintendo's trying to make because, that's just a popular thing to do nowadays. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Just hopefully they don't, do what's currently Marvel's doing right now and make bad movies. I don't know how to say it any other way than just upfront and blunt like that. Characters are going to see the movie. That's nice. No. In date with JoJo's. Up to date with JoJo's, as in, wait, did a new chapter come out? Because I've been eyeing the site that I read the manga up like a hawk. Hold on. I didn't actually refresh it today. Like, is chapter 2 of part 9 out? I don't believe it is, according to this. But to answer your question, I believe I am, depending. Have you seen Ant-Man 3? I have not seen Ant-Man 3 because I wasn't interested in Ant-Man 3. Purely because it doesn't interest me. Yeah. Especially shows as well, like, most of the play related. Yep. First chapter, yeah. I've been caught up with JoJo's forever. Like, I've been on the camp of reading every new chapter that came out during the run of JoJolion until the ending showed up, and waiting ever so patiently for part 9. And yeah, I read the shit out of part 9's first chapter. Enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm pretty sure it will. I mean, Shadow's gonna be in it. That's just automatically an 8 out of 10. But yeah, to reiterate, yeah, I am caught up with part 9. I already read the first chapter. It was really good. Never played during the climax. Even the guns. Still haven't seen Sonic 2. Don't know if I should. Sonic 1. It depends, man. Like, I cannot tell another person whether or not they will enjoy a movie. It's just up to them if they want to use their time to watch the movie. I would recommend it purely because I enjoyed it, but that's the best I can do for you. Just like how someone recommends to me Ant-Man 3, Quantum Mania, and I just couldn't be effed to try to watch that. Because the trailers put me off. Okay, not only the trailers put me off on the fact of the concept of it, the trailers put me off because I know the entire movie thanks to the trailers. It's like, I'm not trying to win. We just both have to lose. And it's like, boy, howdy, I wonder what leads up to that moment. I'm only hoping that animation will receive better. Any shows removed from HBO Max find new homes, or they realize their mistake and put them back. Considering that EA used to be the company that straight up said that we are no longer going to be supporting single player games and just story narrative driven games, and now here we are in a renaissance of new games from them that are nothing but single player and relishing the fact that they're single player, means that it's possible that that HBO, Netflix, and all these other like streaming companies that are getting rid of like anime and a bunch of different other stuff will see the error of their ways and bring it back. So it's very possible. Yes, we already know everything will go down. Basically, the whole BVS thing. Because look, the whole thing with Kang, that I will say, I watched Loki, the first season of Loki, and I thought the Kang in that was pretty interesting, and how he set up that there is worse versions of him out there. And then this Kang the Conqueror is supposed to be the Kang, or at least a version of him, or one of the worst versions of him. And it feels as though that in this movie, he's gonna either... No. Scratch that. I don't care if he gets beat in this movie. I don't care if he actually, does anything along the lines of being ever so close to winning, but still gets beaten. It's the fact that Ant-Man, of all people, is giving him a run for his money. If Ant-Man, of all people, is giving you, Kang, the Conqueror, Multiversal Destroyer, a run for your money, when you probably murdered dozens of versions of gods like Thor and a bunch of other people like that, how can I take you seriously? Remember when a guy in a chair was just sitting in a chair for like a long ass time, and then when he stood up to put on a glove, we were like, oh shit. Where's that? Exactly what I need to hear, thank you. I'm telling you, man, I'm doing my best to stay a fan because I still like Spider-Man. I did my best to try to think of anybody else other than Spider-Man, but I really don't. I used to like Doctor Strange until Multiverse of Madness came out. Now I don't care about Doctor Strange. I used to care about like Captain America, but now the Captain America that I grew up with is now no longer the thing. Not to saying that I'm not excited to see what Falcon, aka new Captain America, has to the table or anything like that. It's just the fact that it's hard to get into something new when I'm so used to the old, And right now, the new isn't really impressing me. Because it doesn't seem to be taking any pointers from what the old did. Instead, just trying to reinvent the wheel when it didn't need to be reinvented at all. It's very weird. Now let's put on the gauntlet. Throw hands. Yeah, literally. The line of "Fine then, I'll do it myself" is, to this day, my favorite line from him. Thanos was really good. Kang doesn't have a presence, and that's a problem. And then I'm usually not the type of guy to bring this type of thing up, but putting the stakes up to multiversal scales is a double-edged sword, because now that you have infinite multiverses, now you have infinite problems. You also have infinite solutions to those problems, and then you had a Deus Ex Machina being that one book that apparently there was only one of that book in the entirety of the multiverse, but now that book is gone, so who cares? What? If the multiverse is infinite, that means there's a universe where the multiverse doesn't exist. But the multiverse never really accounts for that type of paradoxical anomaly, except in the multiverse where it does. I saw that from a meme once. Still great. You just don't think this. They think about yeah. It sucks too, cause like where the hell is Spider-Man now? Yeah, like yeah, Spidey not part of newest phase. Like yeah, and considering that this is a Spider-Man that is now just Spider-Man. No one knows he's Peter Parker. He's back to just being the web head, wall crawler and shit like that. But we haven't seen High No Hair just jokes about him in Multiverse of Madness. They just joke about him being a spider themed or an insect themed hero, and in Quantumania they just mistake Scott Lang for Spider-Man. It's like you're just making jokes. Where is actually Spider-Man though? Not here. Does this mean the new Spider-Man movie might be in trouble? I don't think so. I think the new Spider-Man movie is gonna be fine whenever it comes out. It's just a matter of it's another problem with the MCU and having real life actors play these fictional characters. In comics, you get these people hanging out and coming together all the time because all you need to do is draw them together. In a conjoined universe, that just makes sense, and it's consistently done because it's easy to do that. But now that you have to pay all these actors millions upon millions of dollars to put them in one location to help each other, it just gets unrealistic that this, especially in Multiverse of Madness, where you had the Scarlet Witch now basically threatening the entire multiverse with her existence, you only have Doctor Strange taking care of it. This is an Avengers level threat. So it gets kind of like, where is everybody else? They should be there, but you're not going to do it because you don't want to pay the people. That's why I appreciated Civil War so much, is because it was a Captain America movie, but it remembered that other people exist in that world, and it wasn't just a Captain America problem. Oy, oy, MCU verse way too soon. Pretty much, yeah. Spider-Man could be a really interesting character for Secret Invasion, though. Yeah, and that's why that's what I'm excited for. Secret Invasion and Secret Wars. I'm pretty sure Spider-Man has to have some semblance of a presence in those, so I'm excited to see what they might do because they're definitely setting up the black suit in those. I don't remember Peter. This be interesting in a plot about aliens pretending to be all these heroes. Yeah. I don't see Peter Parker panicking about his identity is ironic because it's whose side was Peter Man on? Yeah. Yeah. That has been the thing. Yeah. X-Men isn't in the MCU not right now, but they're planning on doing it eventually. So does that mean she won't be allowed to say no more mutants? That's just it. They're setting up the fact. That mutants are a thing. I think it was in the Kamala Khan's sideshow of Miss Marvel, or was it? I forgot Kamala Khan's freaking name. I'm so dumb. But anyway, yeah. In her little show, they bring up the fact that she's a mutant. So now they're slowly trickling in the fact that they're going to bring in the X-Men and Miss Marvel. Thanks. I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. In the end, what started this entire conversation boils down to if Nintendo is planning to do a cinematic universe thing, I just hope they understand what a cinematic universe actually entails, and that these characters are now in a conjoined universe. So make sure you do a thing with that. And considering that it's animation instead of live action, it's a lot easier to do it. But should Link talk? Is all the movie? That's just it. Like it's not a bad thing for Link to talk or not talk. Here's the thing: in Breath of the Wild, Link can talk. He just has a vow of silence thing going on. So you can definitely just do that if you really do not want to give him a voice. But I think the fear of not giving him a voice is holding people back from probably getting a good character from him speaking. But for me, Link is defined by the fact that he doesn't speak. For me, so and the links that can talk aren't the links that I'm fond of, which is the best way to put it. So they can just it's just up to Nintendo. I mean, we're talking about the same Nintendo that wanted to make Chris Pratt Mario, and I have to admit, Chris Pratt is the furthest thing from Mario that I could ever in history ever put together. So anything's possible. Yeah, Kirby's a little baby. Full senses yet. I guess that makes sense since Pratt being Mario causing an uproar in the internet next. And Stiller is voicing Link. I am totally. We never push for that. That's the whole deal. So it's just. No, Chris could pull off a Sonic voice. Probably not. I meant, how do you think they? As for a Kirby movie, Kirby movie's easy. Just adaptate the games. Just adaptate one of the games. Just imitate one of the styles of the games. Kirby's narrative can all be understood with no dialogue. And if you do need dialogue, everyone else can talk except for Kirby. It's very easy to do something like that. Like, it's not impossible to make a movie about a silent protagonist, as long as there are other people who can talk for that protagonist. It's actually fairly simple. I see Kirby super stuck. Get annotated, yeah. That too. If you want like a deep cut, I would love to see. I would love to hear DDD's old voice actor. I'm kidding. I love Crack the Abomination, which would be fun. Let's hope they do not. Fast and Furious. Kirby says both. People like spaghetti. If Astro Boy could work, a Blue Bomber. Yeah, that works too. Like just the sheer fact that we're living in a time period where it is possible that we can have a movie that of Smash Brothers that is reminiscent of Subspace Emissary from Brawl already makes me excited for the future of what Nintendo has in store. That's it. Would the game adaptation be Return to Dreamland or the Forgotten Lands? I think Return to Dreamland makes more sense, but I think if you're going to make a Kirby movie, they're probably going to do something like they're doing right now with the Mario movie, where it's more of an origin story kind of thing. So just kind of take either a concept of a game that makes the most sense to introduce to first timers, or just make an origin story. Because it seems like it. Because we have to understand that this Mario isn't really the same Mario from the games. So we have to understand that they're probably going to do the same thing with other characters that they are going to make other movies. They might change a few things, or we might get a new type of Link, a new type of Zelda, that sort of stuff. So just anticipate that. Yeah, so many movies, genre possibilities. Yeah, they do. Here's praying for Silver and Blaze animated movie. Yeah, for me, to have Sega work with Nintendo in making like movies for their stuff, one thing I do want Nintendo to do is get their head out their ass and make an animated feature of the IDW comics. So because there are some good writers of Sonic that understand good story structure, and I would like their things to be highlighted a little bit more. We kind of got that due to the new game of Sonic Frontiers, with the writer of with one of the writers from there improving the Sonic formula a little bit. And Blaze into a game again in a relevant way. Yeah. Hopefully, with the Star Fox movie, Slippy will hitting Jar Jar. Dark animated. Silver, it's kind of back in the games, not so much of a Blaze though. That's just it. Both. Yeah, Silver's most recent appearance was Forces, and I believe Blaze's was Generations. I don't. I don't believe Blade was actually in Forces proper. Yeah, that was like the whole thing about the IDW comics where you were introduced to Blaze being part of that situation. So yeah, the last appearance that you got for Blaze was Generations, and all she did was kind of jump, tell you something, and then leave. Yeah, I enjoyed Sonic Frontiers immensely. I think it was one of the best Sonic games I got to play since Generations, which was a long ass time ago. So yeah, I just hope they actually improve upon the formula instead of abandoning it, where it loses all that potential that it had. Just like Generations had a lot of potential, and then it just sort of like, you know what? Let's just dumb down what we did in Generations, making the games worse. You're gonna remake, so you're still going, yeah, hell yeah. So RE4 remake is gonna be the best shit ever. I played the shit out of the demo last night. Like, holy shit. Yeah, no, like, RE4 remake is one of my most anticipated games of the entire fucking generation. Hell yeah. Yes, they kept the cheat. They see, Krona, you know me. I have been complaining that some of the cheese wasn't there, and I said specifically, if he doesn't say where is everybody going, bingo, I am not buying this game. And they said it. They said it. That is the thing they left you off of at the end of the demo. As soon as the villagers leave, you just have a look around. It's like, where's everyone going? Bingo. Yeah. Hell yeah. I may not get no thanks, bro, again, or your boy saying, the big cheese. But that's good enough for me. I'm good with it. They said the thing. They said the thing. Say the line, Leon. Say the line. And he did it. So I'm happy. Oh, man. I'm very easy to please. Alright. I think that's it. Okay. Yeah. Oh no. They brought back suplexing. You can suplex people in the game. I suplexed somebody myself. So you have no worries, Nathan. They kept all the weird moves. The fact that these are the same people who made so you can parry a chainsaw with a knife. I'd be shocked they actually took out the suplex, considering that they allow you to parry. I need to preface this. You are parrying a chainsaw with a knife. This is... Yeah, no. I think they just changed up the dialogue, but they bumped up the cheese drastically when in the gameplay department. Remake, reboot, remastered. Hey, considering that, here's the thing. Resident Evil Remake, Remastered, Remade, Reboot, Remastered. Considering that there is the GameCube version, there is the updated version that they put on the PS3, there's the updated version that they put on the PS4, there's this one that's coming to the PS5. Technically speaking, we're almost at that. We're almost at that. Oh yeah. There's a secret hard mode in the demo. I have yet to figure out how to get it. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like speed running or something like that. But I haven't gotten it. All right. Question. Yeah, dog's still there. That's just it. From the looks of it, it's been a long time since I actually played the OG version of Resident Evil 4. But from what I get, the demo doesn't get you to the point where you can save the dog. So I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure. Let me look that up, actually. Because there is a dead dog. There is a dead dog in a bear trap. But people have been pointing out that it's possible that that's not the same dog. I'm going off on a limb and saying that they really do not want it. It just makes no sense. The whole deal with saving the dog is that it helps you with the Elegante fight. What about that is bad? Why can't you adaptate that? So that's why I have a hard time believing they don't want to put the dog in. So give me a second. Yep, it's possible that the dog is dead. Sadly. I think sadly the dog is dead. Sad times, yeah. I also agree that, like, that reminds me, especially with Noir Leon, that reminds me. The laser grid grid scenes, they better be in the game. I want to see Leon do some backflips and fucking run off the wall and somersault over some shit. And then you better give me the opportunity to sit on that goddamn chair. Or again, 0 out of 10. Unfaithful remake. Oh man. Like, there's a reason why a lot of people consider Resident Evil 4 a masterpiece. It's shit like that too. Yeah, that is a very weird thing to change. The fact that you can't save the dog, and the whole thing about the dog is that all he does is distract Elegante for you in the fight. That's it. Like, what about that is unremakeable? Like, what is that? What about that is a problem? What about you getting a new partner to help you in the boss fight? I think that's interesting. That I can see that they're trying to have a more of a connection before he inevitably kicks the bucket. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. All right, Corona. That's just it. It's probably just a demo thing, but it's likely that we don't get to save the dog. But I'm still holding out hope. Like a lot of me wants to hold out hope that you can save the dog, because it's like you always save the dog. All right, he's a good boy. I do like what they did to Sattler too. Yeah, some of the changes make sense. It's also due to there's a lot of things changed. I don't know, I'm looking over some of the gameplay of old Resident Evil 4. Like a lot of things have in forms of layout has changed. So maybe they just put the dog in another location. That's the best I can that's the best I can hope for. And then come everyone's love no. This dumpster. From the looks of things they're trying to improve upon actually that she's more of a partner than a hindrance. So, we'll see. The Capcom's subtle way of telling us the dog's dying is canon. It's like, but why though? You know via speed runs, and anyone who has played the game has always saved the dog. Why do you want to make the dog die in canon? Why? That's like, oh, man. Another thing I hope they kept. Another thing I hope they keep is if you keep shooting in the lake, Del Lago just says "fuck you" and eats your ass. Not having Ashley always by your side. You can't. See, that's just it. A part of me says that's a problem. A part of me has to say, man, so you're telling me the one thing that I actually like doing, and that is keeping Ashley out of harm's way while I clear out a room, is no longer going to be a thing, and she always has to stay by my side? On one hand, it's like, damn, I don't like that. But on the other hand, it's like, this is better gameplay better overall gunplay. She apparently is going to have updated like AI helping herself, and unlike before, where if she just gets hit and she dies, she just dies. You can actually have a chance to save her. They're trying to have a balancing act, which I appreciate, and will only judge when the actual game comes out. So, I guess the best way to put it is I'm cautiously iffy about it. Like, I would prefer if you could be able to put her out of harm's way in general. I'm pretty sure they will still have the door mechanic thing where if someone brings her to a door, they just walk into, like, hell or some shit and get rid of her. I have not checked. I think that's something you can check. I have not checked if Ashley has the same voice actress as before. Pretty sure she doesn't. I miss the. Yeah, that too. Like, there's. Look. Look. I believe that. I truly believe, 100%, Resident Evil 4 Remake is going to be a fantastic 10 out of 10 video game experience. But damn it, can I not stop thinking about all those small things that are different that is in this one and in the original? Thankfully, I can always go back to the original to experience those things. But yeah, the raspy voice of the merchant, he just doesn't sound the way he was. A lot of the cheese has been brought down, while there are still some cheesy one-liners in there. Like, Leon's still very much just a one-lining fool. And some of the mechanics with Ashley and all that sort of stuff, it's going to be up in the air. But all in all, still going to be a solid experience in its own right. It's possible for me since the game. People in RE. Basically, yeah. And after the blunder that was RE3 Remake, yeah, they definitely have some goodwill to get back. Because, Clock Tower, Nemesis being a bitch. Man, I have a weird cough today. So I believe in them. The fact that another thing, Sattler, and that stupid giant random fucking stone mech thing he has, it better be in the game. Our nemesis, yeah. There you go, and that's a perfect analogy. Mr. X was our nemesis, while Nemesis was our Mr. X. Interesting. That's a interesting decision to make, but okay, she pulls it off pretty well. Yeah, the relationship dynamic that they're trying to be like, hey, Luis is not gonna just be here and there and then die. He's actually gonna be with you for a little bit. That's good. Ashley seems to be Ashley. Agent Hannigan is there. We better get our boy Mike though. I saw from the trailer that Mike seems to be there, so. See here. Okay. Ashley has next RE5, RE6, RE7, Village, repeat remakes, and then we're gonna get remake of 1 again. Even though I'm pretty sure they should stop at 4, unless they're gonna drastically change 5 and 6. Because one of the issues with 5 and 6 is that 5 and 6 is what killed the franchise until 7 came out. I'd say 5 and 6, especially 5, in its own right, are great games. 6 is like hit or miss. I remember playing the shit out of 6, so I'm not one to say it was bad or terrible and it didn't take me out of the series. But according to the rest of the fan base, 6 is what kind of made people not want to get into Resident Evil anymore. So they made 7 to be more scary and shit like that. And they made Village to be more like 4. And now they're remaking 4 and making remakes and shit like that. So for them to want to remake 5 and 6 will have to mean they would have to drastically change how it works. Even though one thing about 5 that I do hope they do is that they reminded that Sheva exists and probably should exist in the future. You know what I mean? I can't be the only Sheva fan here. You and I to be called Resident Evil. Right. Yeah, Krauser is not just a QTE. Krauser is now an actual legitimate knife boss fight, which is going to be cool. But the issue stems from what if he's explaining his background, you know, basically doing the same speech that he had in the first game, and then I knife him in the face and stagger him and stop him from talking. You know, it would kind of break up the whole dynamic. And like the whole deal of why it was a cutscene QuickTime event was that you had them go back and forth with each other, have the iconic lines, and just the sheer amazingness of the fight itself. But now it's like now you control the pace of the battle via how aggressive you are and how aggressive he is. So there might be a cutscene still explaining that sort of shit before the actual fight starts. So who knows? Like, they said themselves that QTEs are not going to be a thing, but QTEs are still very much a thing. You still have to mash to get out of certain holds and stuff like that, but there won't be, like, the villagers are trying to drop a boulder on Leon. Now run as fast as you can before you die, that sort of thing. Played Dead Space Remake. I have not played Dead Space Remake for one reason and one reason only. I need to see if there's going to be a Dead Space 2 remake. Weird? Yes. My reasoning? Still yes. Because I'm going to be honest, was not a Dead Space fan. I did not play Dead Space 1 originally when it first came out. I played Dead Space 2 when it first came out because Dead Space 2 interested me more than 1 did. And then I loved the shit out of Dead Space 2. And I still love the shit out of Dead Space 2. So, if there, like, a part of me needs to buy the remake so EA can see that this is a franchise they want to remake the second game for, but I also don't want to pay money for something that I'm not going to play all the way through because 1 wasn't really interesting to me. So I might get it. I might get it later, but not now. I liked it. I liked Agretzko's final season. I thought it was a nice send off to the series if this truly is going to be the final season of Agretzko in general. There was a bit of a dip of the whole relationship dynamic between Haida and Retzko. I like that fact that they were adorable when they were together, but the fact that Haida went out of his way to not tell his girlfriend that he's homeless is kind of like, come on, Haida, really? It's so dumb, so dumb. But the overall like final thing with the whole political aspect of it was interesting. The main thing I liked was that, first of all, let me just take this opportunity to say, Tone is the best character of the show. No cap, whatever the fuck the kids say these days, you cannot argue against me on this. Tone is the best character of the entire series. Period. He went from being a legitimate, generic, chauvinist pig, an asshole that you would not like, to the literal backbone to the rest of the characters of the show. It was his words of wisdom to Haida and Retzko on every single ending season portion that things got better because he existed. And the fact that it all culminated to the fact that everybody has their own special way of singing. You have punk for Haida, you got death metal for Retzko, you got like EDM kind of stuff, you got karaoke for Gory and Washimi, and you had rapping for Tone. The fact that Retzko, near the end of the series, after that last pep talk, adopted the lyrical stylings of Tone, someone she hated in the beginning of the series, for the end of the series to then adopt his level of singing, that being rapping, was amazing. I love it. I'm very easy to please. I just thought that was hype. Switch control. It's life. I see Oresco run against. Yeah, that would be interesting. I still need to get really into the Like a Dragon and fucking Yakuza series and shit like that. Never really have the time. Tone versus Porky Pig. Porky Pig stomps, but you know what I mean. I get it. Oh, jeez. so that one show made Hello Kitty. Yes. Yeah. Same people. That's what makes its existence just that much more jarring and appreciated. I fucked up. Okay. And of course. Alright. It's plastic surgeon this. There we go. All right, Nathan. I mean, it is 1:36. I never made it like a necessary thing that I have to get done with a page before ending things off. So if we're all done with topics, I can just save whatever other shit we can do for next week. I'll say the fact that. Oh, thoughts on Ruby? Haven't watched it. Not going to watch it until the volume is done. I'm that kind of watcher at this point. Uh, like I will always appreciate Ruby and for its ability to inspire me to continue drawing. But I would be lying if I said that its recent volumes haven't been, you know, all that great for me. I do at least appreciate the setting and what it's doing. It feels different, just from the looks of it, and from the clips I did get to see. I see the clips that I enjoy the clips that I'm seeing, but I'm not gonna watch it until it's officially out, 100%. The shipping has to take point. Apparently, I think that's the one thing that keeps throwing me off. To be honest, I tend to like my stories that don't hinge on the fact of will a character kiss another character eventually. I'm just not into that. Given the fact that most relationships that I have written about in my story so far have either been they're together, no they're not going to be together, and it's clearly not a relationship they should be in. Never, oh man, are they gonna hold hands? Are they though? I don't know. And I will die on the hill of if you're in a group, the group dynamic should not hinge on the fact of being in a relationship with another a member of the group. It kind of ruins the dynamic a lot. Do I think they're cute? Yeah, sure. I can always admit to that. But I will not break my core fundamentals as a writer. All right. So far, shipping is. So far, shipping isn't a thing, but on their hand, John isn't yet. How did he not fall into Wonderland yet? He fell just maybe like a minute and a half after them. I think what you meant to say is he fell. We just haven't seen him yet. Unless you truly mean that they mentioned that he hasn't fell yet, like he's still falling. That'd be weird. You fell. You. Hmm. Well, you don't really have to talk about it with me because I'm just gonna find all this stuff out when I actually watch it, when all the episodes are out. So it's just a matter of just waiting for me. I'm not gonna make you my goddamn messenger boy. was not expecting more. Ruby. I've been falling for an entire volume. And to tell you the truth, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't expecting him to do this at some point. Not like this, but considering that Ruby, Yang, Blake, Weiss, and a bunch of other characters are essentially based off fairy tale characters, I was expecting that we were going to get an Alice character in the world, and that was supposed to be like, oh, see, it's supposed to be reference to Alice in Wonderland. I expected something along those lines of Alice in Wonderland representation, not them literally falling into the representation of Alice in Wonderland. Is John a hero? Depends on who you ask. Weird memes, it's Loki. Did I eat? I mean, I ate breakfast. Breakfast usually holds me over until 4 o'clock. So the answer as of right now, no. The answer of did I eat breakfast as of 9 o'clock this morning? Yes. Bottom line, I'm not hungry. Opinion on the controversy and the new TMNT movie teaser. See, I don't really look into controversies like that because I kind of like my life being controversy free, and I like life, and I don't want to watch things that makes me hate it. You know what I mean? As for the TMNT movie teaser, I think it looks interesting. I would be lying if I said I'm the biggest TMNT fan. I'm kind of just interested in the characters and some of the ideas they have, but I'm not necessarily a big fan. I think I dropped off after the 2000. Is it 2003? There was a TMNT thing with the on Nickelodeon a while back ago. Honestly, interesting. You always try. Make logical please with logic. Yeah. have not watched Hell of a Boss, and I don't think I'm going to be watching Hell of a Boss for quite some time. At least in the most recent episodes. I am on my own personal boycott, Dark. It's not the type of boycott that I want other people to indulge in because it's a really dumb boycott. Because it is my own personal one, as I said. And if you know anything about me, you already understand why I have this boycott. Hmm. We're allowed to. Jail fucking. Oh no, nothing's wrong with Hell of a Boss. I think Hell of a Boss is one of the best things that's put onto YouTube as of late. Probably the best thing in forms of like animated series. I like how freeing it is, and the characters are actually really likable and understandable and multi-layered despite the crude nature of its humor. It's fantastic. Not watching it though. And I think I should explain why, for people who don't know me and my complaints of personal matters. Come in. Say hi to chat.
Sup? Anyway, got leftover sushi if you want.
No, there you go.
Somewhere near my parents' place.
Sure. Cool.
All right.
Thanks.
Figured I'd just tell you about it to make sure it's still fresh and not rotten by the end of the day.
Yeah. Appreciate it. All right, back to my explanation. I think Hello Boss is fantastic. However, I've made a personal boycott to myself not to watch it, not to watch season 2 of Hello Boss until I get Hazbin Hotel, because I was excited for Hazbin Hotel before I was excited for Hello Boss, and Hazbin Hotel came out before Hello Boss, and I'm sitting here years later still waiting for Hazbin Hotel. So until I get Hazbin Hotel, I'm not watching Hell of a Boss. I just think it's hilarious that this thing that got me into this universe has yet to get its second episode compared to the thing that is now on season 2. That's it. It has nothing to do with quality, it has nothing to do with anything being bad. It has everything to do with me being petty and me just wanting to see Hazbin Hotel already. That's it. Yeah, I know that, and see, just right then and there, Root, you just proved my point. It's soon, when you don't know exactly when. Side series has episodes in the main series itself. That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about. Like I appreciate Hello Boss's existence and I enjoy it, but god damn it, I want Hazbin Hotel, please. And I will gladly not watch watch Hello Boss until I get at least episode 2 of this series that I've been looking forward to for a while. All right, that's it. And which post you made like a bunch. You had many talking about the horror movies that I don't care about, and I just looked at the question that you had about my Hello Boss comment. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I don't care. That's the best I can. That's literally all I can say about it. Like I don't care. I've never been a horror movie person, and the last thing I care about is someone making horror movies about characters that don't need to be horror inspired. Nothing. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just not my thing. This is just how I am whenever I don't care about something. I don't want to talk about it. Honestly, yeah, it could have been too expand. But no, that's the whole deal. Expanding implies the thing that is expanding exists. Hazbin Hotel has one episode, a great ass music video, and that's it. To expand means there is something to be expanded upon. I want the actual series. Then I would watch Hello Boss as the expansion, even though Hello Boss is strictly its own thing set in the same universe. That's it. It's not really an expansion, just something else that's happening in the world. And here's the thing. Don't think I'm taking it like super seriously. This is mostly just me joking about myself because I just really want to watch Hazbin Hotel. Like literally, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with Hello Boss. Nothing wrong with anyone watching Hello Boss without watching Hazbin Hotel. There's nothing wrong with Hazbin Hotel taking so long. It's literally just me just having a gaff. Hello Boss isn't going anywhere. So and besides, I'm barely watching things as it is. I'm just it's mostly a joke. I just think I'm just kind of going with the meme of how funny it is that Hazbin Hotel has yet to get episode 2 when Hello Boss is in season 2 episode 3. I think that's funny. Yeah, and that's it. It's just a matter of waiting. I'm patient, and so I'm just waiting. I just find it funny. I've just been patient for this long. No, so yeah, she'll release it later on. There, around the line. I see. I do appreciate the amount of care and effort they're putting into it, though. They're not trying to give us some half-ass product. So take all the time they need. All right. Yeah, it's a Subaru panel. Well, technically not really a Subaru panel. It's a Kura no Renji panel, and right. It's right after this scene where they're essentially taking care of Alec, Hunter, Carmen, and Carmen Miranda. And doing a thing. What is an example of bad character development? A character not learning from their mistakes or changing at all from where they are as a character, especially if that character is bad. Like, just off the top of my head, it's just a random thing that just came, just popped right in there. Velma from Velma, how she's just the same person. Period. So, yeah. It's like the whole thing about character development is that you actually have to develop. Bad character development is you don't develop. That's it. Even if that development means that you're going from a good person to a bad person, that's still good. That's still good character development, as long as you frame the conversion from good to bad properly. It's just development into another thing. Some very interesting sushi. Okay, what negative character development or not the same thing? Negative negative character development. I don't know what that means. When I hear negative character development, I mean that it's like a character that was good that then degrades into a worse character. Let's say, I don't know many examples of that. I know they exist. But let's say you have a character that's established to be this type of way, and then they develop into a better person. Actually, I believe Chloe from Miraculous Ladybug is a good example of this. Of a character who, in the beginning, is terrible, and then throughout the course of the series gets a little bit better, becomes more trustworthy, and a better person all around. And then suddenly they degrade down back into their base character instinct, that being a bitch. I guess that would be an example. I guess also Ruby. Yeah. Trust me, I hate talking about Ruby in a negative light because, again, it's a big inspiration for me. But if a good example would be Yang, who went from a happy-go-lucky, free-spirited girl who went out of her way to help her friends, be there for her sister, and all around always punch things with a smile, essentially. Have fun with her fights, despite it being the glowing ray that she is in the darkness that is the rest of the crew having like a darker type of tone to them, and be the mom of the group. And then she turned into nothing more than Serious McSerious Pants trying to get into Blake's pants itself. So it's weird. That's because the lead writer hates her? Seriously? That's confirmed? I'm gonna need proof for that. I would not be surprised if it's true. The new lead writer. Even still, if that's true, that sucks. I know nothing. Obviously I am not 100% in the know-how, so it's just. Hmm. Dang. Did he admit that, or he or she? I'm sorry to project. Like, was that like an interview kind of thing, or is that just like a thing they put on Twitter? Twitter. Great, of course. Why? Why? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. And that's another thing that uh, I think the whole thing is, why have people writing your story that don't like the characters they're writing for? I don't get that. It's like putting people to make a Halo game when they don't like Halo. Man, okay. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. I disagree, but I can't do anything about it. Very unfortunate. And again, I can't really, like, I'm trying my best not to speak that much of quote unquote ill will toward the company I work for. So it's their decisions. I'm gonna allow them to make them. That's why I'm doing my own story. I'm doing my own story with my own decisions. Hey, Cody. Me too. Um, Favorite music? I don't really have favorite. I've just been doing this thing where I go to Rosetta Daydreamer, and they have this entire like thing of like early 2000s, early 90s, and a bunch of other different like type of music. And I just put that on and just keep it on in the background and just kind of forget that I'm listening to music as I'm drawing. So I guess chill vibes, I guess is the best way to put it. Okay, back to skin. You saw. I would consider myself still a Generation 4 fan of MLP, not so much Generation 5. That's good to hear. At least I know some people do like Generation 5. I've dropped off, sadly. Doing some questionable things. Still kind of previous gen. That's like my main issue with it. If it was actually Generation 5 instead of Generation 4.5, I actually probably would like it more. G4. Listen. This thought process yesterday of Death Battle idea and today. I thought Lucy Luke versus Yosemite Sam. Lucky Luke versus Yosemite Sam. I have no clue who Lucky Luke is, what he's about, but if he's anything accordant to a tune, especially a Looney Tune, like Yosemite Sam, you probably shouldn't throw him at him. That is an interesting matchup, I have to say. I think the Warriors of Hope have interesting scaling to them, while Kid Next Door, I think, probably wins due to certain feats revolving around the movie and scaling the father. But I do see it. At least better than most other fights when it comes to Danganronpa characters. A lot of things are weird. Death versus Kai. That's before. What about Death versus Kai? Or it's just before. Death versus Kai? We're talking Death from Puss in Boots versus Kai from Kung Fu Panda? Well, considering that Death is, well, Death, I don't think Kai has a means to beat him, considering that he's Death. Like, the only reason why Puss was able to win was because he just didn't want to kill him anymore, because he wasn't no longer the person he wanted to kill. He even said that he will meet him again. Granted, Kai has better feats, but the whole thing is, if he really is the conception of Death, how do you beat that? That's where I come from, but that's just it. We can't. It's very hard to scale Death. Oh, no, Zatch. You think Zatch would be stronger, but no, Ash's Pikachu is way stronger than Zatch's at this point. It is also. Yeah, we're 2 hours and 30. Over 2 hours and 30 minutes into the stream, so yeah, this is usually a lot longer than usual. Then just kind of head out. I got one big panel done, and that's good enough for me. I gotta continue this off later. I'm gonna get back to other work I need to get done. Probably eat this sushi too. So yeah, no, thanks for those who were stuck around for as long as you did. I appreciate that. And yeah, this is what I'm gonna be doing until Death Battle starts back up. Well, I'm also still gonna continue to do it when Death Battle starts back up, so we actually have something to talk about as a baseline. But yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later.